Council meeting is the 23rd.
Good evening. Welcome to the Tuesday, June 10th, 2025 council meeting, and we'll start with disclosure of pecuniary interest. If none, we will move on. Staff reports. Councillor Foot.
Awesome. We had a rec committee last night, so it was a great meeting. We did bottle drive. Unfortunately, I don't have the total today. Did really well. We picked up both landfills. We're looking at taking another look at how we collect landfills and kind of sort out times, and so we can get more volunteers in. If we know when we're doing it and exactly when we're doing it, and looking for some more volunteers. So we're gonna put some stuff together and see if we can come up with better times and do it on a more consistent basis all the time. Soccer had 2 rainouts to date, so and we talked to extend it, so that sounds like it's going to be the plan. There won't be a problem. The bigger problem we're going to have is finding volunteers to make sure we have coaches and reps. So we'll have to put that out there. Your numbers are decreasing a little bit, but are they decreasing because of the soccer rainouts, or what's going on? Or is there other stuff going on? So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep the soccer party still as it stands on the 26th, and then just run the 2 extra weeks afterwards. We do need volunteers desperately, so if we can get some, that'd be great. Music market, July 24th is on the agenda. That's from 6 to 9 o'clock. Live band, and it's Rye Runners, and it was rock. What else was it? Country, rock and country. So I think that kind of be a little bit of fun. A tent, and just come bring your chairs and food and have some fun and enjoy some music.
Putting some vendors there.
Yeah, we'll have vendors. After that on the agenda is Canada Day. So June 28th, we'll get out there, some fireworks, some balloons, some face painting, a little bit of magic, DJ and some cupcakes again. We're gonna do cupcakes again because they went so well last time. I think it's a great time. Then after that, we've got movie night coming up in September. And I think we finally chose the movie, Lilo and Stitch. And I think it was almost unanimous. It sounds like fun. I can't wait to go see Lilo and Stitch. So it'll be fun. Trivia night was a great success. They did a great job at trivia night. So just over 40 people. Lots of interesting questions, and feedback was interesting questions. And when's the next one? So I think we're fun. Yeah. So they ended up raising $176 left over after it. So it was kind of cool. And Sharon Yoga is the last thing on the agenda. Is just finished up. They had great attendance. They were 16 on average every week. And they brought $329 raised, which is great. So the next session is the end of September, early October. Just have to set up a date. Don't think I missed anything, did I? No. It's fun.
Thank you, Councillor Foot.
Thanks.
Councillor Chalatinko.
Nothing for me this week.
You were going to say what she said.
Exactly. Yeah.
Councillor Scott.
I haven't had any.
Thank you.
I just have just an update on the last conference I went to. It's called the, trying to think of the reason they changed the name of the Police Act. I had it written here somewhere. Anyway, it is called Community Safety and Policing Act, and this is what all this new stuff came down from. So board sizes are now minimum sizes 5 people. There will be annual reporting to councils now. With a blurb in each one of those reports to single out each municipality, because we have 3 municipalities on the board. They talk about officer recognition events and putting together a budget. Trying to soften you people up for this now, because the police board's budgets, we put one together this year, and we basically did what's it going to cost for insurance and the meeting, basically. So that was the cheapest we're gonna get. But in the future, while I was there, I was introduced, we also have our zone one, our municipal board.
Okay.
So we have zone meetings. The next zone meeting is in North Bay, which is good. It's an annual thing. It'll be in September, so I'll have to go to that. That'll be through the board though. Seminars on understanding police culture and spotlight reporting. The culture of policing, rules of engagement. Rules of engagement is basically Robert's rules. So that was a good seminar to sit in on because any counselor can sit in on that. So we're hoping that next year, 2 other board members can go to the annual Ontario Association of Police Services Boards. I won't be going. It's in Niagara Falls, and London was a long enough drive. But I'll be reporting on this with the board, and we'll find out what happens there. And tomorrow, source water protection, just got that yesterday, because it's at the call of the chair. So I'll be reporting on that next council meeting. Anyway, that's all I have.
Yes.
So in the budget talks, was there a talk of a subsidy from the ministry to the boards, or is it all going to be municipally funded?
No, there was talk of subsidies to the boards. There was also talk about they're reevaluating subsidies to municipalities because of the new act. And I looked, when I was looking at the financials, it wasn't in there yet, but they're supposed to have, they said the subsidy should be in before their next billing date.
Okay.
So
Usually they set the contract for a year, so that it could be for the next billing cycle.
oh, it's a billing cycle. Okay, because they said you will get something before the next billing cycle.
And that's fine. Usually those credits take a while. They can take
They
months
can,
for us
and they
to
can
work
sometimes
out.
come, 3, 4, sometimes 6 months later, the credits, yes.
Yeah, I know. Well, I do believe he did say, don't hold your breath, but it's coming.
And
Oh,
it's
like
that
a big
for all of the
surprise when I
credits
open
from
the
all
mail.
provincial
Yeah.
ministries. So it's not a big surprise for us. We understand it's coming. So my other question then was, well, not really a question. We received the information on the cost restructuring, and there's a webinar, but only the mayor and I have been invited to it for the OPP cost restructuring for next year. So we should be able to report on that for the next.
Oh,
council
okay.
meeting. So there'll be that as well.
It's odd that they didn't invite the police services board to,
Maybe there was just too many and maybe it was covered in your conference already. So it may just be that they're bringing it down to the municipal level so that we understand it going in.
I'll go over my notes and see if something like that came up. I got like 5 pages of notes here, so.
And I'm sorry, one more question. Will our municipality be billed then for the police services board's expenses for you attending this conference and things like that?
No, that was in your annual fee for budgeting for the police services board.
We don't have a budget for that.
Don't have to budget for that.
We don't have a budget.
I thought we did. They would have handed that down. That was in. May 5th.
We'd already passed our budget, but
Oh, no, it wasn't May 5th. Sorry, it was before that. Working on it.
we can discuss it later too. I
Yes.
just, I don't recall
Sure.
an amount coming through, and I know that it wasn't
Well,
included.
I know that the 3-member the three members of our board, we structured it so that calendar got 37% of it or something like that. I had it written down what the cost.
I can reach out to the secretary of the board and
Yeah, we'll
see.
talk to Alistair.
Insurance benefits. So the commitments, it was $11,000. They're right here. 44% was gonna be paid by Calendar, 37% by Powassan, and 19% by Nipissing. It would have been a bill of $2,090 from the board and that was January 27th.
Okay. All right, thank you for that
We
information.
will follow up.
Yeah. That's wonderful,
Yes,
great
thank you for your-
details.
that's wonderful.
Find it.
Yeah.
It's my Bible.
Thank you, Councillor Turkey. I have the museum board meeting minutes. So the office candy store building has been approved by the engineer to be used again this year. So the operations people did it again and have it so it's nice and safe for everybody. Shared event poster that we approved, it's done beautifully. So it's out there in the stores, camps, businesses, everybody's been dropping them off. So hopefully we can get a good turnout from that. The museum exhibit's been set up at the Powassan Library with games created by the students from the last year and other items from the collection. There'll be a museum games night, June 19th. Discussion donating candy and some merchandise to the Powassan Library for their games night to hand out. Commanda Summerfest is Saturday, July 26th. Our museum is going to be closed, which we discussed, and our staff, and it would be nice if our council members could get down there for part of the day because we're all going to lip sync together that evening at 8 o'clock.
What's the date again?
July 26th. So it would be as many people as can make it. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Oh, yeah.
What are we lip syncing?
Yeah.
What?
Whatever they play. Yeah. So,
Museum, so it'll be Hank Williams Senior.
You can coordinate that with Jillian, she's working on that,
Yes.
so.
so anyway, it would be fun if we were all there. It'd be nice to spend part of the day there anyhow. That's at 8 o'clock. A lot of people are going to bed by then, but
Oh, no, I'm making a note right here.
Day of.
yeah. And also for Heritage Day, we are going to hire a live band. So we've approved the budget for that. Probably the same band.
No, I think it's a different one, that, one of the committee members was looking into.
Okay,
I haven't heard confirmation yet,
Okay.
Pat. And I'm not sure if you have it in your notes there, Mr. Mayor, but because, the Commanda Museum has invited us there for Summerfest,
Yes.
we're inviting Commanda to, join us for Heritage Day.
yes. Get them to shut down and come and spend the day with us. What's the band that's playing that year?
Harvest Rye?
The Rye
July
Runners.
Brothers?
No,
The
it was somebody timber
Harvest
something
Rye.
that
I don't
they
know
were
where that
looking
came
into.
from.
Is that RYE Brothers?
Runners.
Runners?
It's two sisters who grew up on Rye Road.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's excellent. And the museum staff are going to start moving artifacts out of the community center in the next few weeks. So whenever time allots, so to clear out where they have stuff stored.
Where are you gonna put it?
Jillian has already been
She's been.
already busy the first couple
Buttering.
days in there making space so
Yes.
that artifacts can be moved back.
Decisions to get rid of some stuff that's been there since before I was here. Not artifacts, but chairs and tables and things that have just been collected and not gotten rid of. So that's what we.
So I need a mover and a seconder. Councillor Scott. That the minutes of the regular council meeting held May 27th, 2025 be adopted and published. All in favor?
Next is just a staff report. It does show on the agenda that it was to be a resolution, but we received information from our planner, so we turned it into a staff report from John Paul and I on Bill 17.
So everybody's read it?
I believe it covers most of the concerns that were brought forward by council. It is for urban areas, and it is protecting water setbacks.
It's well done. It's, so any discussion on this?
Was it Bill 17 that was brought up? And I was just thinking of, in the, just back to, correspondence? Was it,
Yeah,
or
Bill 17 and Bill 5 are.
Bill 17 and Bill 5? Yes.
And there seems to be
Somebody
overlap.
has an issue with Bill 17?
I don't understand it because I've read Bill 17 now a
Yeah,
few times.
yeah, I don't understand it either.
I don't understand what the concern is because it really doesn't touch on that. So it's there because they asked us to circulate it, but
Okay, so it's just,
we didn't touch on that in our staff report because that wasn't a concern that we identified, and it certainly wasn't along the same discussion that council had at the last meeting.
Yeah, pushing more.
So that was why we just-
read it through it.
So AMO comes out with discussion papers and what they bring forward. So their submissions for Bill 5 and Bill 2, I believe it is. We received those, but we haven't received one for Bill 17. So staff's recommendation is that council waits to receive what AMO has to say about Bill 17 and then go along those lines as well.
So we'll move on to item 5.
That's Bill 5.
So, any mover? Good. Switch over. Whereas the Council of the Township of Nipissing supports efforts to increase economic opportunities within the province of Ontario, and whereas Bill 5, Protect Ontario by Unleashing Our Economy Act, provides improvements to process to allow for streamlined and enhanced approvals by overriding municipal bylaws and authority. Now therefore, we support the Association of Municipalities of Ontario's submission to the Standing Committee on the Interior of Bill 5, Protect Ontario by Unleashing Our Economy Act 2025, and that we request that the province consider enhancing the collaborative working relationships with municipalities and Indigenous communities, pooling knowledge and ensuring the proper supports are available and in place to move forward with special economic zones and review of environmentally protected areas. Wow.
So Anna's asking for,
AMO is asking for our support on their paper.
asking the province to come up with a better plan.
Yeah, to
Yeah,
make
to
the
review it.
collaborative effort better.
Yeah, and not skip environmental assessments and, yes.
All in favor? mover and a seconder. Whereas the Council of the Township of Nipissing supports efforts to improve labor mobility and interprovincial trade. Whereas Bill 2 Protect Ontario Through Free Trade Within Canada Act provides improvements to process to allow the employment qualifications to be transferred interprovincially and the uninhibited supply of goods and services between Canadian provinces and territories. Now therefore, we support the Association of Municipalities of Ontario's submission to the Standing Committee of Finance and Economic Affairs on Bill 2, Protect Ontario Through Free Trade Within Canada Act 2025. Yeah. Discussion?
Is that ultimately the expansion of the red seal system? Like, are they gonna start?
They're gonna accept. So now, if you're a tradesman in Ontario, it is.
You're breaking down the barriers
Breaking the
between all the
barriers.
provinces to make Canada stronger.
Yes,
Well, I know that the trades, a lot of the trades have the red seal system, right?
yes, yeah,
And some of them not have it?
yes, yes. A lot don't have it. Yeah, so we can't go into Quebec, even Red Field. They can come here. Yes, all in favor?
Thank you. So the next one is just for discussion, review. We were asked to come up with a roadside brushing procedure so that everyone would know what we're doing and why. So this was our first draft. Comments from council, if there was any changes or anything that you would like to propose before we bring it to council for approval.
Oh, it's very detailed. What do we do with all our drop trees and
Right
mulch
now?
and stuff? Yeah,
Up till this, usually people in the area will come and take it, and that's okay.
that is okay?
But we've had,
That's written into this too.
Yeah.
Essentially.
but we've had two issues with people. One put one of our staff members in danger when they came out with their chainsaw and tried to cut the wood off of the trailer. So we needed to come up with a plan. If council doesn't have any concerns with it, we will bring it forward for passing at the next meeting.
Good. So I need that over. That we authorize support for the life jacket lending program provided by the Powassan District Union Library. All in favor? That we authorize the circulation of the summer 2025 newsletter as presented. All in favor? You did a great job on it. So anybody that tells you they didn't get this in the tax bill, How can you miss it? It's well done.
We did have a comment at rec committee meeting last night about, we haven't had any advertisement for the cherry yoga. It seems to be overlooked. Can we get it into the next one?
Next one will go out in October. Is it still running in October?
Oh, it starts.
It would
The
be
fall
just-
session starts in October, so we could add it to that one.
Yeah, could start the last week of September too.
Could we put it on the sign, out front here, and the one at Wolf Lake Fire Hall will for a few days?
Being discussed, that
Okay, yeah, that'd be great, and then everybody will get to see it.
it's in notes from last night.
Okay, perfect. Correspondence. Ministry, the Solicitor General, O-Right 413/23, amount payable by municipalities for policing from Ontario Provincial Police. Everybody ready? Good. Ministry of Natural Resources introduction of Bill 17, the Resource Management Safety Act 2025, including proposed amendments to the Forest Fire Prevention Act. Oh,
Sorry, it was a typo.
okay,
Bill 27, that's where the confusion came.
okay, good. Association of Municipalities of Ontario Province introduces Bill 30, Working for Workers 7 Act. The Town of Clinton, Wyoming, motion to pause Bill 5, Protect Ontario by Unleashing Our Economy Act 2025.
It's already passed.
Passed, yes. City of Pickering, Raising Ontario Works, and Ontario Disability Support Program. Everybody straight up, yes.
Okay, so one thing that I noticed on this one, and it's the way they word these things, to strongly urge that Ontario provincial government significantly raise the payments of Ontario Works and Ontario Disability Support Program, and the increases be reflected in the upcoming provincial budget, and the increased amount aligns with inflationary costs and thereby decrease the pressure on food banks and the reliance on municipalities and taxpayers to supplement the gaps in financial need. What they're saying, and I find this, I find this demeaning to taxpayers. They're saying, well, the government's gonna take care of this so the taxpayers won't have to, or the municipalities won't have to. Well, every penny that they spend comes out of our pocket.
That's right.
So, yeah, anyway, just my rant.
Good, man.
A second that.
Watson and District Union Public Library Board meeting minutes held April 23rd, 2025 and May 26th, 2025. Town of Prairie Sound EMS Advisory Committee meeting minutes held May 22nd, 2025. Notification of event special occasion permit GERD and Area Historical Corporation, Amanda Museum. Everybody's good with that? So I need a mover and a second. So. Councillor Foot. We received the correspondence reported as presented. Oh, the report, sorry, there's no. All in favor? Carried. I need a mover and a seconder. What? And Councillor Chalapenko. That the statement of accounts dated May 24th, 30th, and June 5th, 2025, totaling $523,725.49 be approved.
I got one quick question, sorry. Rent material and supplies, and a water system. It's $16 or $1,200, thereabouts, 1,100, and what was that?
So they did some work on the water lines over there that feed the rink system and I'd have to pull the actual receipt there. And then also the supplies that they put down there, there were some minor things that were bought for the rink system. And then the yard for the rink over there, it's all charged there, and cleaning supplies are also charged under rink supplies. So there's other items that get charged under that account that all show up under there.
Yeah.
But there was a water system that was done in testing, and that was done, that it's charged under that account.
Okay,
But I
yeah.
can happily pull that.
Yeah,
there.
all of our water is supplied to the rink, the museum, the garage, and the office, so we usually.
Okay, no, I just knew the pump was new and I was trying to, no, we just fixed that, why are we fixing it again? Okay, that's all I had, my concern.
All in favor?
Now we don't need backhoe.
And the sweeper to go with it.
Yes.
I saw that, it's pretty fancy.
Yeah.
We passed bylaw number 2025-19, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at its meeting held on June the 10th, 2025. Read this first, second, and third time and passed this 10th day of June 2025. All in favor? I need a mover and a seconder. That the council meeting be adjourned at 7:17 PM. Next regular meeting to be held June 24th, 2025. All in favor?